Good afternoon, everyone. It's Victoria Thomas in Agent Development. Sorry for the little bit of the delay. I had an agent who was having a dot loop issue and she needed some help. So, okay. Basically today, I just want to take a quick tour through the Tucker Toolbox and show you maybe what you didn't realize is here. Everyone on the call is muted, but if you find that question panel, I will try and monitor those as I go through this. And let me share my screen. There we go. Okay, now you should be able to see my toolbox. I am in an admin account, so if you like this blue box up here at the top, you can ignore that because I don't have one of those. So it just looks a little bit different. But like I said, I just want to walk through quick tour, and if you have any questions as we go, type those in the question panel and I will try and keep an eyeball on that. So let's get to it. All right, so basically here I am on the front page. You've got all of these different like tabs up at the top, and I'll go through some of these. But the one thing that I want to point out to you while we are here is there is this toolbox search feature over here kind of in the top right. I use the toolbox search feature all the time, honestly. Sometimes I can't remember where specific things are, and it's just a quicker, easier way to get to things. So like we'll talk about some of this, but like if I can't remember where the buy side stuff is, I just start typing buy side. It gives me a drop down of what it thinks I'm looking for, and ding, 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 right there is that. So the search feature is your friend. So let's go ahead and jump into some of the stuff that I think is more useful for agents to know. And then obviously, if there's something that you want to know kind of towards the end, if I didn't hit on it, if you want to know where to find that, I will show you. So home is obviously home. Under create marketing materials, this is where you can come in and boom, very quickly create different pieces that you can print or ask your admin to print. The first one that I want to show you is if I go to instant marketing, these are those pieces that are really fast. And I am going to look up an MLS number because we're maybe gonna want that. Let's see, here we go. Yeah, okay, cool, I got one. So with this, you've got some pieces. Here's some buy side, and we'll come back to that. Marketing, email signatures. Again, if I click on this, I've got a couple of different options, but down here are those kind of big, like, graphic email signatures that you see a lot of agents use. You can quickly create those in here. It auto-populates all of your contact info. It auto-populates your photo because it's already in the toolbox, and you just download, slap them into your email settings, and you're done. It's very quick. I'm gonna go back one. You've got things like feature cards. So if you're having an open house and you really want to make sure that the people who come through the open house realize that, this is all new, fancy flooring in the kitchen or the countertops, or they put in this great new closet system, you can, easily put on here what you want. They're those little like tent folding cards, and then pop them throughout around the house, or even just for showings if you want to make sure that people realize that there's some upgrades here or something like that. There's feature cards in here. There are all kinds of flyers. So we haven't broken down. There's flyers for brokers open, but there are also flyers for listings, which I would think that agents are using more than the brokers open. I don't see as many brokers opens happening, but here are the flyers. There are a bunch of different styles, and with each one of these, there are even more styles. So like this first one here, this sunburst, there's a few different versions. I like this one. I like number 4. So all I need is an MLS number. So 21789 583. This was literally the first one that I found on talktotucker.com. So it doesn't have to be your listing. If you are an agent who likes to hold houses open for other agents, or maybe you're a newer agent trying to, gather clients, holding houses open for other agents is a great way to do that. So again, it doesn't have to be your listing. You just need an MLS number, and I'm going to hit create flyer. It's going to pull directly from my board, and it's going to say which photos do I want to use. And let's do this one. Here's the living room, dining room. We've got some kitchen photos, bathroom, and I didn't count how many there were. Shame on me. This might be too many, or it might just be enough. It's going to let me look at the listing information, again, pulling directly from my board. I will say pay attention to the description. This also pulls in right from my board, but you can see that there are not as many characters available here as there are on my board. So this last sentence kind of got cut off. So I'm just going to delete that last little bit so it makes sense. Awesome. It gives me flyer options if I want to include a QR code or the price. And then it's going to pull your information. If I want to include my agent photo, there's not, all of this is not filled out because again, I'm in an admin account. I'm actually in Daniel's account, but if it was yours, it would have your email address, your website, obviously has the phone number and all that jazz. I just hit create flyer. It's going to take a second to generate it. And then there it is. I can take a look at it. Oh, this one still kind of cut this off. This was a little weird. So if I don't like that, I can just scroll back up, edit these pieces again. So I could come back up to the description. I could cut off this whole bit here, come back down, hit the refresh flyer preview, and then it would repopulate it all. If I like the way it looks, I'm going to hit that download PDF. It's going to download to my computer, and then I can print it, or I can send it to my admin and say, hey, can you please print these? Obviously, use up those free color copies. And bada bing, bada boom, I have a flyer for my open house this weekend. Then I hit the back button. So I'm still in create marketing materials in that instant marketing category. So we just looked at listing flyers. You have labels, you have letterheads if you need to send any kind of snail mail. There's luxury marketing in here as well. There's open house sign-ins. There are pop buys in here. So there's lots of pre-made pop buys that you can print out the tags, stick them on the little piece that you've purchased to drop off to your clients. They are already in here. Again, fast and easy. Let's see. We also have, I kind of went past this a little bit, but we've got postcards of all different kinds. Just listed, just sold, just reduced. Obviously, I know the market is kind of crazy fast, but if you wanted to send any kind of postcard, you can find all of those in here. So again, I just need a listing ID number. You pick if you want a just listed, just sold, put in that MLS number, generate the postcard, make sure it all looks good, and you can download. There are 4 up on a page. So again, you could print them out. Your admin would be happy to cut those, run them through the postage meter for you. But all kinds of postcards. There are also marketing analysis postcards. So if you wanted to target, for a free market analysis, do you want to know how much your home is worth? We've got those in here as well. Send out postcards to, your neighborhood or a neighborhood you're farming. We've got open house postcards. There's resume stuff in here. There are virtual backgrounds and things like that. But we also have this social media section. And if I go into the social media section, there's even more stuff in here. There are announcement postcards if you are a new agent. There are Facebook cover photos. So this is kind of a nice way to subtly be I'm a real estate agent without always saying I'm a real estate agent. Slap it on the back of your Facebook. We also have, there are LinkedIn cover photos as well. There's a bunch of stuff about leading RE in here. And again, these are all made to be like shareable social media pieces. So I've seen some agents recently kind of get into more of this, the I'm local, I'm global, just because we are, in Indiana and we are, privately owned, we are still capable of helping you with your real estate needs across the globe. And I think people forget that or don't realize that we have those capabilities with our relocation department. We also have all kinds of listing promotion social media pieces. These are all customizable. So even if you see one that says like open house on it, you can make it say just listed or just sold. So there's tons of these in here because like I said, you can change them however you want. So I like this one here that says open house. So I click, I want to use that one. Again, I need that MLS number. And I lost it. 583. And then it says, what is it that I'm wanting? Do I want to say open house or just listed? We'll say, sure, it's an open house. This one like just went live. I'm going to pick a date. So we'll say Sunday from, let's be sneaky and do like 1 to 4. So I can't have another agent piggyback off of me. There's the address. Proceed. What photo do I want to use? We'll use this front photo here. Generate. And now, again, it has Daniel's name on it, but just pretend it's mine. But I have this great graphic here that all I'm going to do is download, and then I can go to Facebook, slap it on Facebook, give some other info, and I have a graphic immediately. So I don't have to ask my admin. I don't have to ask marketing. I can create a professional looking graphic. 1, 2, 3. Also in here are some like kind of pre-made social media posts. So these are pieces that marketing has made. There's like all the holidays. There's some other like promotional pieces in here. I will admit some of these are a little outdated, but if you asked marketing to create some new ones, I'm sure that they would be happy to do that for you. And I'll show you how to do that as well. The last piece that I really want to bring your attention to in sort of the social media realm is the Tucker blog. So I'm sure most of you know that we have a blog. It gets updated a couple of times a week, honestly. There's usually like 2-ish blog posts a week that Maddie Morgan, our social media specialist, puts together. She has a team of writers. And you can share these. She puts most of them on Facebook, and you can share them directly from there. But if you come into the toolbox and share these blog posts, they are customized with your photo, your information, and your contact info. So it looks like you wrote it more so as opposed than like just Tucker wrote it. So you'll see where it says here, your DPN or your Tucker ID will automatically be inserted to the end of the URL if I click and I look at one of these. So when you go to Tucker's blog, it doesn't have that part in the URL because it's just branded to Tucker. But if you come in here and do it, it is branded to you. So here's an article about these gross cicadas that are everywhere. If I click on it, it is going to say, let's talk, blah, blah, blah. And then you can see in my bar up here, it says DPN equals admin. If it was an agent, it would say DPN equals, and then it would have your ID number. So it might be like 400 something or 300 something. Or if you are a team member, it'll be like TM 300 something. So I could, in theory, just hop over to Facebook and paste this. Or if I read this and I'm like, yeah, this is gross, but I want to share it with my clients or my friends, I can just come back here and I can even hit this Facebook, and it's going to open up a new tab. And then it says, what do you want to say about this, Victoria? Post it to your feed, or I can even post it to a story, and I would just plop it on Facebook. Don't forget, when you're posting to Facebook or even social media, ask questions. You want like a call to action to get people to comment. So this would be a great one. But I am not going to post that. So I feel like the blog gets overlooked, especially for like branding it to you specifically. So don't just share what Maddie puts on Facebook. Come in here and share it directly, and it'll have all of your info on it. And I didn't show you because I'm in an admin account. It's not a great example, but it would be right over here before it's where it says communities. It would have your photo with your information. And so it looks, again, kind of more like you wrote it. And I just totally closed out the toolbox. Okay, so back again, I'm going to go into create marketing materials, instant marketing. This is where we were. So just come in here. I'm not going to go through all of these, but there's a lot more stuff in here. Come in, check it out, see what you can create and print, you know, as needed. Okay. So also under create marketing materials, I want to bring your attention to presentations. And there are buyer and seller presentations in here. If I hit create presentation, so let's say I'm going to do a seller presentation. These are what a lot of the offices used to print, and I don't know if some of them still do, but a lot of people would refer to them as kit sheets. So I can come in here and just pick and choose like which pieces that I want. So if for some reason, you know, let's say I want this one, I just click on the little guy. It says I want one of those. If I want to look at it a little bit bigger, I can click on the magnifying glass. But I'm like, I want to do that one. I want to do community profile, estimated seller, proceed sheet, home appraisal information, whatever I want. So I can pick, again, I can pick and choose like those kit sheets that I want. And I can then come all the way to the bottom. It's going to auto-populate your information and your photo. Again, I'm in an admin account, so it's a little silly looking, but it's going to have all your info. I can then hit create presentation, and it gives me all of those kit sheets with your photo and your information all on there. So that's one way to do it. Again, you have like a little bit more flexibility. You can pick and choose whichever, you know, pages that you want to give to, you know, your potential clients. So that's one way to do it. But if I go back a page and I come back into presentations, so you've got buyer and seller. These top ones here are for printing. We have them in a Google slide, so they're the same exact thing. But if you wanted to do a virtual, you know, listing presentation, you could do it all virtual. So it's like more like a PowerPoint instead. We've got some relocation presentation information. There's also like blank sheets. So if you are wanting to like really create like something, you know, very specific to you or your team or your business, there are blank ones in here as well that you can do. But what I want to show you are these books. So if I scroll down past all of the presentations, you have buyers and sellers books. And I'm going to hit presentation. And again, if it had like, if this was a regular account, all of your info would already be pre-populated in here. This about me section pulls from your website. It shows who my like Tucker mortgage person is. And there's a reason for that. But if I'm like, yep, I want to include my loan officer, and then I can generate a presentation. These are meant to be really nice, like printed, very magazine-esque style, more of like a leave behind. It's not necessarily a piece of marketing that you're going to go through like page by page with your client, but they're a really nice like leave behind. So you have two options. You can self-print them. So it'll generate a PDF. You can print it out. You could staple it, or you could do like the comb binding that everybody, like every office has, and do it that way. Or you can also print them through blurb.com, and they're a little bit pricier that way. But if you include your loan officer, they will split the cost with you. So you would just order them and then turn in like the receipt or the invoice to your loan officer, and they will then reimburse you like through your 141 or whatever for half of that cost. And I know somebody's going to ask me, how much do they cost? And I don't remember off the top of my head. But basically the instructions are up here at the top. If I choose to print them for blurb.com, it kind of tells you how to do it here. You just go to blurb.com, you create an account. They recommend that you do the economy magazine format, and then you upload the artwork that's been created in the toolbox and order them that way, and then they'll ship directly to you. When you do it that way, it's a really nice, like glossier, you know, looks really like a magazine. But I'll show you what one of these looks like. I'm going to generate this presentation, and it takes it just a second. And let's look at it. Maybe. Here it comes. Okay, so I'll kind of zoom out a little bit, try and get it all in here. So you've got like the first page. Again, if it had actual like agent information, it would be here on this front page. And it would be all of this here. So it would have the agent photo next to where these phone numbers are with all of the agent's info. And then, so this one's a buyer's book. It gives, you know, a buyer process overview, benefits of home ownership. I like this piece. It's got the whole like buying process laid out here. Why you need a buyer's agent, you and your sales associate. Here's a page about credit, about how to get pre-approved. So maybe if they haven't done that yet. Again, there's just lots of really great, there's like a loan pre-application checklist, a whole procedural chart about the loan. There's just a lot of really nice pieces in here. The app, there's a BLC example sheet. I want to scroll to the bottom. Sorry, I'm going to skip some of this stuff. I'm going to come all the way down here. So on the inside of the back page is where your loan officer's information would be. And then on the very back page, it would again be branded to you. So it looks a little blank here, but again, it would have your photo, all of your contact information as well. So it's a nice piece, just like on the back, there's all your info if it's laying on somebody's counter. So again, they're just really nice, like glossy, like leave behind pieces. I know some agents who will take them to open houses and have them there. So if you want to give them away at an open house, you can. But the blurbs, if you print through blurb, like I said, they're a little bit more expensive. So maybe just keep one, you know, and then if somebody's like, oh, can I take this? You can, oh, I'm so sorry, that's my last one. Can I have your contact information? I can mail one to you. And then, you know, if they don't want to give it up, you can, oh, I found one in my car or something like that. But I think it's kind of a sneaky way to try and get somebody's contact info, you know. Okay, so there are those, I'm gonna close that tab. There are those presentations. And if you need help printing those or setting up a blurb account, just chat with your admin and they can help you do all that. So I'm gonna go back a page. So there's those buyer and seller books. Okay. So back up to create marketing materials. I'm gonna skip luxury marketing. Obviously those are homes over, what is it, $799.9. We already talked about social media. So I'm going to hit the Tucker Pro Shops. In here is where you can find all kinds of stuff that is Tuckerized that you can order. So if you are into embroidery wear, there's all kinds of print wear, hats, totes, things like that, masks. There are, the print shop is in here. So if you just want some business cards that they already have like pre-designed, there's, I don't know, maybe like 6 different designs that are already created in there. And you're like, yep, I just need some standard business cards. You can come into the print shop and order business cards that way. There is this like print mail. So this is the deluxe impact here where you can send out mailers, you know, specific to like certain areas. There's this drip campaign. You might have it, it's called like the CCC. It's like the Client Connect something. So you can set up like drip mailer campaigns. Again, you've got to pay for those though, but if that's something that you want to do. You can also come in here to look at like different signs and like riders and decals that you can order. You can't order them through the toolbox. Your admin does have to do it for you, but if you just want to come in here and see like what options you have available to you, you can do that. Nameplates, badges, again, admin have to order those, but you can at least view what is here. And then you will not have corporate kiosks because that is just for admin. So, but there's just, you know, you can come in here, you can go to the printware, see what's available, you can order it directly and it ships to you, any of that kind of stuff. Okay, so that is, oh, let's do request custom artwork. So also under create marketing materials, this last one here that you probably will see because you won't see this agent recruitment stuff is this request custom artwork. This is the best and easiest way to have marketing start any type of piece for you. So whatever it is, they really, really recommend that you fill this out and then it goes to marketing and then gets disseminated to the designers that way. And you can pick a designer. Like if you've been working with a specific designer, you can choose them if they kind of know what you've got going on. But this is like marketing really, really wants you to use this form. So you would just put in your email, you would say who you are probably a Metro agent or staff, your name, if you're on a team, and then you just walk through this. It says like what kind of marketing are you wanting? There's a drop down, it'll tell you, you know, expect a proof in X number of days, and then it's just gonna ask you like to put in as much information as you can. Whatever the piece is, as you know, the most information that you can provide, the faster they can start working, and they don't have to contact you again and say, "Oh, did you mean this, or did you mean this, or did you want this?" You just fill out this form, submit it, and then they can start almost immediately working on a custom piece for you. So whatever that custom piece may be, this is the best way to request to get that done. And then obviously they'll send you a proof and go all from there. Okay. I'm gonna go back to the home page and I am gonna go to, actually I lied because I'm gonna look up something really quick. Sorry guys, I'm gonna log out and log back in because I just realized I can't show you one of these things. So I'm gonna log in as Carrie. And to log into the toolbox, I guess I should have covered that. It should be your DPN number and then your password is FC Tucker, all lowercase, all one word, unless you changed it, which I recommend that you don't. Okay, so we were in create marketing materials. You can see now there's kind of less stuff here. I should have used this account to start with. I apologize for that. So under create marketing materials, that last one is request custom artwork. So next in your toolbox, what you're gonna see is my site and my leads. And if I hover over that and I go to my profile, this is how I am able to edit my Tucker website. So you all have Tucker websites. It's all talktotucker.com/firstname.lastname. And this is how you can come in and customize what is client facing on your website. So for example, if I look at Carrie's, so we can see here is his website. You know, he has customized this little piece here. Everybody, when they start, just has like some canned verbiage about like my passion in real estate. I recommend that you change that. He had the last like market watch that he put in here, linked to some blog articles. So you guys get it. This is how he has customized that. So the first piece you can see, here's his photo, profile information. A lot of this is already pre-populated for you, but you can come in and change some of this information. Some of the things like your office, you can't change, but if you got a new phone number or you had a name change, you can come in here and change it. So there's, you know, standard contact info. Security would allow you to change your password, but I really recommend that you don't Oh, see, Okta's trying to log me in. I recommend that you don't. Nobody's going to get into your toolbox for any reason. There's nothing in there that, you know, is specific to you other than like marketing that would be branded to you. And I don't know why another agent would want marketing not branded to them, right? It doesn't make sense. So I would leave it as is. Your agent listing and lead settings is kind of important if you have not put your MyBOR number in here. If you have never come in here and put your MyBOR number in, I would really strongly suggest that you do. You'll see there's some other boards on there as well. Those are more for our statewide agents. If you happen to be a member of another board, put that in as well. But definitely put your MyBOR number in here. That is how once a listing goes live in MyBOR, it's how it comes back and it talks to the toolbox, and I can show you why you would maybe want that to happen in a minute. You can also change what listings are featured on your website. You can just do listings that your home office. So if you're a member of the Keystone office, it's only going to show Keystone. If you're a member of the South office, it's only going to show South office listings. You can choose to select only my listing. So if you are like a listing fiend and you've got a bunch of stuff going on right now, it'll show that. Obviously, we're tight on listings, right? Or you can even do like a custom area. And if I click on custom area, I can do like city, township, zip. I can do more than one. So if I'm really active in like 2 different zip codes, maybe I want both of those. I can set a price range, however I want to customize it. Just always make sure you save, save, save. I'm going to leave his how he had it. Virtual showing settings. This just allows somebody to be able to get in contact with you over one of these options. So if you do not normally use Skype, do not say that you use Skype. They're not going to contact you through these pieces, but they're just going to say like, hey, could we do a Zoom listing presentation? It just lets them know that you can use Zoom and you're comfortable with that platform. Lead notifications, I would make sure that you've got at least these 2 here on the bottom, this text, or if you also want an email as well. And that is just when a consumer comes back to your site that way. And again, save anything there. Social profiles. This just allows you to link on your website. So if I come to Carrie's, he doesn't have any linked, but they would be right here underneath his contact info. So if he wanted to link to like a Facebook or an Instagram, it would just have those little icons that somebody could click on and go directly to your social media. So you would just put those in here. Agent bio is the next one down over here on the left. And this is where it's just sort of like a shortened maybe resume or about you section that I recommend you come in here and change, because like I said, all agents have the same canned information or same kind of like verbiage that it's just like a short little paragraph, but come in here and change it. And about you, what makes you different, what differentiates you from everybody else. Again, make sure you save it. You can add testimonials. So Carrie's got a few in here. You just click that add new. It's gonna allow me to type all that in there, hit create, and then, I'm sorry I'm hopping around a lot, but if I come back to his website and I scroll down, here are the testimonials. And they will scroll, they're on like a carousel, they will scroll by themselves, but I can also hit the next arrow to read them a little bit quicker. I can edit that search graphic. So that big graphic that is up at the top of everybody's website, there are some in here already. If you want to see something else, you can always email marketing support if you want to see something added to that library. And they switch them out every so often and change them up. So we got a few, we've got some left over from the winter, but then they added some more like springy looking pieces. I think this one here with the yellow door is part of the new like marketing campaign that marketing has started. I saw a billboard on Keystone last week that had that yellow door on it. And then you also have agent site design. There are 2 different themes. So if you want to switch it up just a little bit and have your photo like on the other side and it just kind of changes the layout a little bit, you can do that as well. You can skip the tab down at the bottom that says education. You don't have to worry about any of that. But that is just how you can come in, kind of customize the front side of your website, what you send clients to. Okay. All right. I'm going to go back home. So we've gone through marketing materials, my site and my leads. You can also get like to the blog here. You can also see like your listings this way. Tucker services, there's a whole bunch of stuff in here. So here's like the buzz that the agent development sends out every week in that email. So if you maybe deleted the email, you can always come into the toolbox and find it here. We've got different Tucker tools, so all of the like the quick buy, the military on the move. If you are, are like, hey, I know there should be resources for this somewhere, they're in here. We've also got like home services, human resources, title, accounting. That is all under Tucker services. If I go to resources, this is a little bit more like educational, informational, things like that. There's like some vendor stuff as well in here, but we've got like .loop. We've done a lot with fair housing in the last like year and a half, so there's a whole like built out page about fair housing. The roundtables that we currently have, the big Let's Talk fair housing that we did last year, that is all in under resources. If you want some info about .loop or G Suite, that's here too, as well as agent metrics. The Market Watch graphic is also under resources. So if you're looking for Market Watch pieces or you want to create Market Watch, to be honest with you, I can never remember that the Market Watch is under resources. So again, I just utilize that search bar and I start typing Market Watch and then ding, 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 Market Watch graphic. So you can come in here, you can create like the whole shebang of the Market Watch if you have clients who like, really like to read numbers and all that jazz, or if you just want that like graphic piece to like pop onto Facebook or Instagram, you can come in here and create. There's the whole PDF. There are the images. We do it in Spanish now too. So if you didn't know that, that's kind of cool. If you have like a Spanish speaking, client population, it's really awesome that way. There is that sort of like traditional Market Watch in here as well. Again, if you have a client who like wants to know all of the numbers and is very like data driven or anything like that, it tells you how to like customize it as well. It's all in here. So there's where to find the Market Watch. What's some other good stuff under resources? The toolbox is still like trying to, or the search thing is still trying to like tell me stuff. There's policy manuals and all that jazz in here. Go away, little dude. He doesn't want to go away. Consumer handbook, all that jazz. Man, it's just really, there we go. Get it to go away. I know the exhibit booth order form is under resources. So if you're going to do some kind of event where you want to rent anything, so like Mr. T or tents or tablecloths or anything like that, you can rent all of that in here, all free of charge. Just let marketing know that you want to rent it. They'll have it ready for you at a certain date and time. You come pick it up, you return it at a certain time. So that is under resources. We've also got, I thought that there's giving circle stuff in here. Oh, yep, the Tucker logos are in here too. I just clicked on resources and it opened it up in like a whole window. But the Tucker logos are in here. So if you ever need a logo for any reason, you can find them in here. there's like a bunch of different sign graphics with like the sold sign or things on them, or there's just like the standard like T like this, the Tucker logo, and you can download, use those, whether it's like for marketing or whatever, your website or like Facebook or anything like that. You can find those in here as well. So there's just a bunch of stuff under resources. I'm gonna go home. So we kind of hit all of this like stuff that's up here at the top. I'm gonna scroll past some of that. You'll see there's still like a big like COVID-19 push. If you come into this folder, there are some like you can find all the like COVID, you know, policies and things like that. But here's what I wanted to share. There's still like some social media shareables, things like that. I feel like we've moved past some of that a little bit, but it's still all here if you need it. There are just some like quick toolbox highlights here. So again, here's that all that instant marketing, the social media for the app, print mailers, things like that. I'm going to come back to this one in a second. But what I also wanted to show you is if I keep scrolling, if you have any listings, they are going to show up here. And that's why it's really important to put your MyBoard number on the back end of your website, because again, MyBoard is talking directly to the toolbox, and that's how these get populated. This win a listing one is always here. If I click on that, this gives me marketing and pieces that I can use to help get more listings. But once I've got the listing and it's live in MyBoard, like I said, it shows up here. So Carrie's got a couple. He's got this one here on Meadow Green. Again, this info is all just feeding from MyBoard. It gives me all the info. So this is kind of a nice way also to check, like if you don't go directly to MyBoard or you don't go look at your listing on talktotucker.com, you can look at your listing here, make sure everything's good. But it gives you some quick like tools like right here. So I can create flyers or postcards. I don't even have to go into create marketing. I can do it right here. If I click on this, it's going to take me to that flyer tool, create the flyer. I don't have to put in the MLS number. It's just all doing it automatically. I can view my listing on Talk to Tucker. I can view my listing traffic. So I can change the date. I can see the listing traffic. Awesome. And this is traffic on just talktotucker.com. I'm going to hit the back button. Oh, and for some reason it took me to a weird spot. Sorry, hang on. I'm going to go back into this. Here we go. So I looked at the listing traffic. I can also create a seller's report. I just hit create report here on the right, this green button. And it says like, who do I want to send it to? So I would just put my client's name and or emails. Well, at least you need at least one email, but if you have more than one client and they both want them, you just separate them by a comma. And then do they want to see it every day or every week? Every week is probably fine. Again, but maybe not in this market because it's so crazy. Or if you have a seller who like wants to see the traffic every day, it's just going to send them an email, whether it's once a week or once a day, that shows the traffic on Talk to Tucker's website. So, and it shows here daily reports are sent out every day at 8 a.m. And just kind of breaks that down. And then I would just add receipt and send it off to the recipients. I'm going to go back to my listings. See, it keeps wanting to send me. This might already be pending. That might be why it's being a little weird. Oh yeah, it is. Look, there it says pending. I was looking at just live ones. But then also I can quickly post here to Facebook. So if I say post to Facebook, again, it's going to open up a window. Maybe. Here it comes. And I can post the Talk to Tucker link right to my Facebook. I can say something about it. Boom. I can also like create a social media graphic. So if I didn't want to link like the actual listing, if I wanted to tease it out a little bit more, again, I could pick one of these, say new listing, create a graphic, boom, put it on Facebook. There's a couple other things in here, like the Tucker Tours. So again, once it's live on my board, I can come in here, go to Tucker Tours, grab those URLs, and I can edit the tour. I can copy those links, send them to my admin and say, hey, can you please add these in my board to my new listing? And you can edit, like you can change the music, you can change some of the photos, things like that as well. So that's just sort of some of the stuff under like the My Listings. Marketing just tried to create like a quicker, easier way to access some of that stuff when you have a new listing to get things done faster, simpler. If I keep scrolling down, this is kind of a running, almost just a running set of posts of like what's new. So marketing has started like on Fridays, there's going to be this like what's new in the toolbox. So you'll get this in your email, but it'll also show up here. You can see this is from last week, the buzz from the week before. Here was more info about like, oh, the Indianapolis monthly city guides came out, the buzz from the prior weeks, and I can keep going back. So then here was like the Market Watch from May. Well, it's April's Market Watch that posted in May. So there's just sort of like a running list of like important things, the newest one at the top. So there is all of that. The last thing that I kind of want to point your attention to is this Leading RE, Our World. So I touched on Leading RE just very briefly. If I click on this, this gives me like a big overview of what Leading RE is, why it's important. There's sort of all that social media shareable. There's some videos. You can make a referral right from here. But the other thing that I want to show you, which you might have missed because I scrolled right past it really quickly, is here where it says Access Leading RE, and it says click here to log in. So you don't have like a login like info. You have to come to the toolbox to access this. Because we are a member of Leading RE, we are a member of what is called the Institute. And it's going to show you this kind of ugly page, but it says try new Institute. They're working on a better version. It looks a lot nicer. And then this is the Institute. So it is a bunch of training classes that are quick, to the point, very succinct, like shows you what you want to know. I can search for things. So there's kind of this pop out on the left here, this menu. And I want to search for, I want to make more money, if I could spell. And then here are the courses that they recommend that I take. And some of them are bundled. So this first one here, this Gold 101, if I show the bundle, you can see the classes are really short. So like 9 minutes, 8 minutes, 12 minutes. That's like maybe the longest one. You can do this, you know, on the go, in between clients, whatever. If I come back here to this left here, it shows me courses that I've already started. So I've got some pieces, you can see where it's like completed or maybe like halfway through. So it shows me my courses that I've got going on. There's a whole course catalog that I can come here to. They also have these pieces that are learning paths. So there's a whole thing about like the global, like Leading RE. There's an 8-week course for new agents. There's an 8-week course here for experienced agents. So there's just like different pieces in here with these learning paths. And then there are also, I'm gonna go back, I'm gonna go into the course catalog this time. There are also certifications. So when I come into the course catalog, you can see like there's 13 topics on leadership, there's 12 topics on sales, there's 4 topics on relo, marketing and technology, but there's also 6 topics on certifications. And if I come in here, there are, like I said, there's 6 of these. And if I take the whole course, which again, they're not really long. So here's one, Sales Gold. It's 11 courses. It says it's going to take me an hour and a half to complete the whole shebang. If you complete one of these certifications, I get an email from Leading RE letting me know that you've done it. I send you an actual physical hard copy certificate through the courier that you've completed the course. And then I put a badge on your website. And I know somebody who just did a couple. So Dev is new to Tucker, and she completed, yeah, she like did almost all of them. So these are what the badges look like. So I've come to her website, I've scrolled down, and I've put these on her website for her. So it shows that she is certified in all of these pieces. So I just feel like a lot of agents don't know that this exists, that Leading RE has this wonderful institute where you can come in, maybe learn something new very quickly, very easily. And that's kind of it. So I'm going to go back to the toolbox. I'm going to go home. There's stuff in here too about the app. Don't forget about, the Tucker app is a great way to share homes very easily with clients, but there's like some social media pieces in here too that you can use. But that's kind of those big ones here that are on the front. This print, that is the deluxe print, so like you can have stuff made and sent out directly. But that instant marketing, social media, search bar, all kind of important. Okay. We have just a couple of minutes left. I haven't had anything in the chat box, so either I'm awesome or not at all. I don't know. But does anybody have any questions? Is there anything else that you were like, oh, I was hoping she would talk about this? I want to know where this is. I'll hang around for a couple of minutes here and see if anybody has any burning questions. Okay. It doesn't appear so. So I am going to sign off. And if you have any questions, you know where to find me. And I hope everybody has a great rest of their day. Oh, wait, hang on. Did I have a question? Not a half a question. What do you mean, Tanya? Any photos? Oh, photos that we use for marketing materials. In that regard, I would maybe reach out to Steve in marketing. He's probably like your go-to guy. And see if they have like a catalog, because I'm sure that we pay for like a library of photos of like what you're talking about. So I would maybe reach out to marketing and see if they could provide you with any of that, or maybe what they would recommend, so that if you can save some money and not pay double. But yeah, you're not going to find that kind of stuff in the toolbox. And to be honest with you, we use Canva for a lot of stuff. I don't know if you're familiar with Canva, but like almost all of our social media posts are created in Canva, and we have like a paid Canva account. And so, we get a lot of our stuff that way, like there's a lot more, photos and stuff that you can use. So yeah. Cool. Thanks, Bruce. I'm glad it was helpful. Okay, guys, I hope you have a great rest of your day. Thanks for joining me.